there was a guy I dated in high school, and I was really too young to have the experience that I did with him. He was very manipulative and kind of isolated me from my friends, isolated me from my family. He was very sneaky and clever and calculated about it, and I didn't really even realize it was happening until I got to a point where I was really feeling a little bit pushed down. He was kind of mentally abusive, verbally abusive, and started to make me feel like garbage. And over time, that escalated into some physical abuse. And I realized if I don't break away, even though I felt like I didn't have anybody, if I don't break away, this is going to get violent, and it's going to be even more awful than it is. And I was able to break free from that. I was able to recover those friendships and the relationship that I had with my family, and I moved on. And I really thought that I was totally okay. And last year, I saw a newspaper article where he had been arrested for physically assaulting another woman. But I was able to break free from that. And what I didn't expect was for all of these crazy emotions to come screaming back at me. And I thought about, during that time, how frail and wispy and weak I felt. I realized that that's not who I am anymore. And I began to envision this concept of what is strong that appears to be fragile. And I was struck one day by this spider web that I had seen day after day after day. It was on the playground at my son's preschool, and I'd go and pick him up, and there was that spider web, and it had been there for weeks. We'd had torrential downpours, we'd had strong winds, and there was that spider web. And there were some little broken points in the middle, but the anchor threads were totally sturdy and strong, and they hadn't broken loose. And so I just sat down with my notebook and started writing everything I could think of with a spider web, and I started to compare myself to that a little bit. And there was the concept for the song. You thought I was fragile. Maybe I was, but I wasn't fragile enough. I was really stronger than I looked. And it was probably in my top 3 or 4 of the songs that I had written. But then we went to record, and we actually recorded at a lake house in Illinois. We didn't do a straight-up studio. But we had this beautiful view of the lake, and I'm listening to everything that the band has done. The guitars, the bass, the piano, and Lauren Lemmy on drums. He was just layering these drum parts. I had been talking to the guys about how I really feel like this song needs to be stormy and stern. Not angry, just stern. And he started layering these drum parts, and they were so moving and so powerful, and I just pictured this storm front coming in, and I thought, I'm not just the spider web, I'm the storm now. You know, I was the spider web then, now I'm the storm. And I sat on the floor of that lake house and just wept as I listened to what that song had become, and collaborating with these incredible poets and misfits, collaborating with these unbelievably talented musicians. It just became so much more, and now it's my #1 favorite song on the record. I'll be releasing the record on September 9th at Fountain Square Brewery. It'll be at 8 o'clock. There'll be some great openers ahead of time. The pre-sale tickets are $7 with no fees, $10 at the door, so I really hope you can make it. I think you're going to love it. I've got a great band that's going to be joining me, top-notch musicians from Indianapolis, so I can't wait to share it with you. It's going to be great.